to get them out now because people are constantly saying, oh, you trapped him. Oh, there was such this age gap. Like, get it out now so we can address it now. So, hey, go. 2 platforms. Yes, 2 platforms. How am I feeling? I'm still a little like my allergies. I don't know. So, I have dogs and cats, y'all. And on Sundays, I tend to like really clean and do like a deep clean, but since we've been on break, I decided to do it yesterday, and with all the dust and stuff, it like really got in my sinuses, and now I sound like this. But yeah, anyway, turn up my volume. Okay, let's see. There's that. I love you back. I need the full story. Listen, it's coming. I think it's very important though for y'all to understand how this started. Like for me to just jump in and say, oh, this is what happened from like 2020 or from like 2017, you have to understand how it got there. So I can't start there because there's going to be a whole bunch of questions and then accusations and all that stuff. And I'm trying to remember everything. I am not the only mother that is doing this. There is another one who is going to be also posting simultaneously as well as myself. So yeah, it's just gonna get real, and I'm trying to get my stuff out before 2025 because I don't want to take any bullshit into 2025. So I'm getting this out now. I don't need anybody sitting here asking me, oh, why are you talking now? Because you know damn well why I'm talking now. We're not gonna do that. I don't want to hear any shit about, oh, it's because he's with somebody else. Y'all, he always with somebody else. Like, what are you talking about? Remember, he was engaged and married like a couple years ago, only for her to then come out and say, on God, I ain't never been engaged or married. Why lie about it? But I look crazy. Remember that? Remember I was bitter? Remember I was lying? Remember I didn't know what I was talking about? Only for it to then come out that you ain't never been married before or even engaged. But y'all be telling me that I'm bitter. Like, I don't understand. I just tell the truth. What else? What's her Instagram? Actually, I don't, well, y'all should know it. It's Tiffany. We did a whole, like, little scene together for a possible show that I don't know what's going to happen with that. But, yeah, we are actually pretty close, and we've been talking to each other and being there for each other and kind of telling our own stories. And they are alike in many ways, but also different. I believe that everything that was done wrong with me in terms of how to handle me was done differently with her. But I'll get to that. We're not there yet. We haven't even had a second child yet. So, yeah, we're still at baby 1 has just been born. What's with the stars in the wall behind you? So I am a very spiritual, not religious person, and I love anything that has to do with like the sky or the water. And these are actually not stars. They were actually like part of a tree over here, if you can see it. Y'all can't see it, but these are people that are on like Instagram asking. But anyway, what's the story about? I just seen something on neighborhood. Oh goodness, it got there. Yeah. I only have one child, and he is 17. But yeah, from the moment that I found out that I was pregnant, I found out who this person really is. So, this is someone that used to, y'all treat me like I was everything. And would even like read me Bible quotes, would talk to me about his family and cry on my shoulder and like pour his heart out to me. So I really thought that we had a connection. And I feel like being a Cancer zodiac, we tend to feel like we can read people very well, but there's certain people that you cannot read, and it's people like that. And I know this word has been overused this year, last year, but a narcissist, like, that's really what it is. There's a God complex when someone feels as if they can say anything and do anything, and they get off on manipulating you, and to the point that you believe anything that they say. And I did. Oh yeah, the Bible. I was prayed over. Oh my gosh, I even got saved, y'all. It was bad. Like, I really felt like this person really had me feeling like I just needed him. And I was 24, and yeah, he was 18, 19. He was a baby. I was a baby. But I think it's also important to note that I've said this in many interviews. I was not allowed to date until I graduated high school. So I never really knew how to navigate a relationship. So for me, this was like a first real, or maybe my second real relationship, because I had just gotten out of the one that I thought that I was going to marry. So this is like number 2 for me. And when I'm talking to someone who is so into, their beliefs, and that's also not very experienced, so I really thought that we were growing together. But what else? I mean, what are your questions? Because I could just keep going. Oh no. Ooh. I want to talk about some of these things that are going on my Instagram comments. I do want to talk about those because some of those things I do know, but I'm not there yet in the story, so I can't really bring it up. Sorry, allergies are kicking my ass. But anyway, so let's go back. We date for about 3 years. Okay, so I don't want you to think that all this happened when he was super young, because no. We dated for 3 years, and my child was conceived in 2007. Prior to that, I was being wined and dined. Say hi to my kitty cat. I know some of y'all don't like cats. I'll be like, black people don't do cats. Yes, we do. Black people do cats, so stop with the lies. But anyway, get down. Get down. They don't listen. Anyway, that'll make for a cute little, GIF. Anyway, so let me keep going. We're dating. He's saying all these things to me. I'm around his family. I'm talking to him about a cousin that he has that I believe is stealing from him. And not really I believe, but I know is stealing from him. And this cousin knows this. So this cousin also ends up turning on me, as well as the best friend, because I'm basically telling him that he has these horrible people around him. But of course, I'm the one that's in the wrong. I'm the one that doesn't know what I'm talking about. I'm the one that's trying to get him for what he has. And let it be known that even though I grew up in Tangelo Park, I didn't have to want for much. My family we were good. We were good. I went to college on a full scholarship. I did not have debt. I was good. I was working. I have worked since I was 16 years old. So I am not a kept person, which is why I did not need him for anything at this point. Now, as we fast forward to I'm now dancing in Miami, because I already addressed that we did not meet while I was dancing in Orlando. We met during the year that I took off. They put me back on the team knowing that we had a history. So there were no laws broken, no rules, none of that, okay? We started talking and we were happy, so I thought. when I moved to Miami and I found out about this girl that he had been messing with, that's when I was like, oh shit, I'm done. And so for a couple months, I was done. He was still trying to hit me up here and there, but not to the point that it was when I came back from my trip to Mexico. When I got back from Mexico, my entire sidekick was like blowing up. I had AIMs, I had T-mails, I had texts, I had like everything. And I had a long talk with my friend who was like, just go listen to what he got to say. You know, he's young. Like, I don't think he meant any harm. Like, he was, you know, he just got in the league really, like, I don't see him being like that. Okay, maybe you're right. Made a mistake. Cool. I go to the hotel room, and he's not in there. He's at a team meeting or whatever they do earlier in the day. He comes back, and we're sitting and we're talking. And we talked for like a good hour. And it was about how sorry he was. It was about how much he loved me, that he fucked up, that, you know, he let the league get in his head. He let some of his teammates get in his head. They told him he was supposed to be out here doing all these things. Okay, cool. Makes sense, at least to me. And I was like, I really like him. This is the first guy I've dated since, you know, my ex, which is because I met him the same day I broke up with my ex. But anyway, we're dating, and again, he got upset because, well, let me not say he got upset. When we went to the movies and that little boy recognized me and not him, that was the shift. And what I mean by that when I say shift is to reiterate what I said in my video. When someone sees someone else get something that they don't have, and in their mind, they feel like that God complex, like, how dare this other person receive what I know that I'm supposed to have? That's exactly what I felt. So I didn't express it because from there, it was, we were everywhere. We were at events, we were at team events, we were at promos, we were at theme parks, we were having a good time. So I felt like that side kind of went away. But what are your questions? Oh, no, just one. Yes, just mine. There's five, but mine was first to answer that question. So anyway, when I decided that I was going to finally give him another chance, it wasn't even actually that day in the hotel room. It was maybe like a week later. So we were communicating like we were good. And even in that hotel room, like, when he didn't pull out, I did address it. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, man, you good. And I was like, yeah, Now, this was before really you could just go and get like a plan B or anything like that. So yeah, it was none of that. But that happened. For the next couple of weeks, we were communicating, y'all. We were talking every day. It was him checking in before and after games. There were even times where he would message me like when he was in the locker room during halftime. That's how serious I thought this person was for me, because that's what I was being told, and I didn't feel as if I had been given another reason as to why not. I felt like I was the chosen one. It is what it is. Now, fast forward some more. If I... Oh, exactly. Yes. So, moving on, I find out that I'm pregnant. And the day I found out, I said this in the video, one of my teammates said that my boobs were getting big. So I went and I got tested. Or not tested. I went and I took a test and I balled. And I lost it. I really did see my career just like going away. This is something that I had fought so hard for. This was my major. Like, what am I doing? This can't happen. So when I saw that test and I called my mom and she thought that I had killed someone, I told her I wanted an abortion. I did. And I can say this. I've been telling this story. I believe that my son is the biggest blessing that I have, and I have no regrets. I'm just telling my story, and that is what I really wanted to do. And I didn't get any help. I tried to get help from him. He said he was going to help, and then he disappeared. So this went on for like weeks. Finally, I did have to tell my dad. My dad is the reason that my son is here, because he was like, absolutely not. I became a mom, and I started being treated like shit. That's when I found out that he had this girlfriend that lived off Paramore, and she was just a lot. She was sending me threatening messages. She was posting stuff on pages like Talk Sports. That was a thing back then. Pages like Lipstick Alley. That was a thing back then. Media Takeout. That was another page back then. Those were the pages where people would really talk shit about you. MySpace, Twitter, stuff like that. Like, that's where people talked about you. And it was all over everything. And she would just like bash me like I was just this terrible person. And people don't even know I'm pregnant yet. But this is what she's doing. So when I was like 4 or 5 months pregnant, the team, well, not the team yet, I'm sorry. I was asked to meet up at a restaurant, and it was his manager at the time, and it was his cousin, the same cousin that was stealing from him, and it was him. And they were very disrespectful in terms of my appearance, and talking about I didn't look pregnant. I was just sticking my stomach out. I just wanted money. Oh, I wouldn't be pregnant. Or I wouldn't have my belly ringing if I was pregnant. Like, just stupid shit, y'all. It was so dumb. And then they hit me with how much. And, you know, of course, I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? I know they're talking about money. But it was like, how much do you need? And I was like, is this to help me, like, with the pregnancy and the baby? Like, what are we doing? And they're like, no, how much to basically get me to go away. Let's just call a spade a spade. They offered me money to say that my child was not his and to just disappear. And I said, no, I am not the only one that was offered this. Again, number 2 will tell her story. But that's what we were offered. And we are not the only people who have ever been offered this. So when I say it's 5, anyway, fast forward, I declined. And when I did my baby registry, on your registry, you know, it asks for like father's name. I knew my child's father's name, so I put the name. I was cussed out. I was threatened. They threatened to sue me and everything. So what did I do? I took it off. For the baby shower invitations, that was my close family and friends. Because I put the name on the baby shower invitation. I was cussed out. I was yelled. The team even contacted me and was like, this can't happen. You don't even know if he's his father yet. Like, take this down now. It was a mess. So I redid all the baby shower invitations. I redid them. And I sent those out. Now, about a few weeks after that, I'm being asked by the team to come to their offices because they want to do a prenatal pregnancy test. Not a pregnancy test, a prenatal paternity test. And my doctor was like, absolutely not. That's dangerous. That is why I said no. If it wasn't dangerous, I would have done that shit a long time ago. But because my doctor was like, it's dangerous, we're not doing that, I said no. So we go about maybe another couple weeks or so, and they're still bothering me. I'm still seeing messages. I'm still seeing threats. This girlfriend is still being ratchet as hell and posting pictures where she got his name tattooed on the back of her neck or some shit. It was a lot. And I was just trying to have a stress-free pregnancy. I was still trying to teach dance until I was 7 months. And then I was put on bed rest. I was put on bed rest because I was having contractions, but they kept telling me it was Braxton Hicks. I didn't think that's what it was because I had felt pain before, and that was very different. So by now, I'm going to my doctor every 2 weeks, and then it was every week. And she started having me go to the hospital to get them to monitor me. And when I got there, they didn't want to put me on the monitor again. This was the same day. They put me on the monitor again. They didn't put me on the monitor. They just gave me water again. They kept filling me up with water and said that I was dehydrated. So I went home. Later on that night, early the next morning, it was maybe like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up to this excruciating pain. I threw a stuffed animal or something down the stairs. My brother heard me. He had been staying with me. We got up and we went to the hospital. They finally put me on a monitor and said that I was actually having for real contractions. No shit, Sherlock. So I'm at the hospital. They're saying they're admitting me until I have this baby. We're telling everybody. Not one time did anyone in that family check on me, y'all. Not one time. I'm sorry, I'm not looking down here because I also have another camera up here, y'all. I apologize. I'll start trying to do this. Okay? Anyways, it was probably one of the most scariest moments of my life because when they tell you that your child's heart rate is dropping and people start moving quick, you get worried. And my mom had said before that she didn't see me get worried or scared until then. So they're putting me on they're putting all these connection things on me, and they're giving me medication. And when, I think I want to say around like Saturday, the nurse came in and she said that I started dilating. So because she said that, they gave me this thing called Stadol. And Stadol is supposed to be, is it Stadol or is it Pitocin? They gave me whatever one is supposed to help you like dilate and contract. That's what they gave me. And y'all, it's a pain that I never ever want to feel again because I was not dilating, but I was contracting for real. So when my doctor came in, like late that night, that Saturday night, she was very nervous about where his heart rate was. And she was like, we need to keep her monitored like 24/7 because we might have to take this baby in the morning. So the next morning comes and I'm still not dilating. His heart rate is dropping more. So I now have to have a C-section. All of this is happening. They are being kept in the loop. They are being told everything, and not one time did anyone in that family reach out to me. Not to see if I was okay, not to see if the baby was okay, not to see if anything was needed. It was very intentional, and it really showed me who they were because they weren't concerned at all. I believe that they were hopeful that something was going to happen. And it takes a lot for me to say that out loud, but I really, truly believe that. I really think that they wanted something to go wrong. So when they found out that my son was delivered via C-section, it wasn't, how is she doing? How's the baby doing? Is everything okay? It was, send me a picture. I sent a picture. Or my mom sent a picture, and the response was, that's my grandbaby. This is from the mother. So I thought that maybe that was going to be the start to some positive communication. But as I said in the video, it was a gateway to hell. And I couldn't get really in depth in the video because I only had 10 minutes, but I have never felt the wrath of a woman like I did that in the end of that year.